Hello and grand evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to the Leadership TKO show. I'm Dr. Lakeisha McKnight. Some people also call me Dr. Cousin, but I do welcome you here to the show. This is a show that goes live on Facebook every Monday and Wednesday around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And so I welcome those of you on the podcast platform, some of you who may be tuning in by way of the Leadership TKO show on YouTube. So good day to all of the subscribers, the family, the TKO family. Welcome to the show, to the video here. And for those of you on Facebook, hello to you. So let's go ahead and make sure that our settings are A-OK. For those of you on Facebook, I just want to make sure that everyone is able to see the stream, you're able to hear me clearly, all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, let's make sure that is A-OK. And hopefully you all can hear me. That's the most important thing as well, hearing me and seeing me. So let me know, for those of you on Facebook, if you can see me and if you can hear me, okay, go ahead and drop that down in the comment section if you can do that, okay? If you are able to hear me and see me, drop that in the comments. I'm also making sure that our settings are good as well at the same exact time. So I'll also encourage you all to like the video as some of you are coming on in. As you're plugging on in on Facebook, feel free to hit the like button and share this out to those that you care about, those that you love. I want to make sure that many of you are able to plug in and tap into this special message that I'm going to be giving on tonight. It's not the standard. You might see the title already above the stream, and even in the title section of the podcast, for those of you who are tuning in, some of you already know what type of stream this is about to be. You already know by the title what this stream tonight is going to be about. And so the title for tonight's video and tonight's stream is "This Ain't School." And we mean it just the way that we typed it. This ain't school. I believe that everyone needs to hear this message. So I'm giving you just a couple more seconds for those of you who are dropping on in here. Give you a couple more seconds. Feel free to invite. And even if you catch this as a replay, go ahead and share this out, be a blessing, tag a few people as well inside of the stream. I believe that it's going to be a blessing to many, many individuals out there, especially those of you who are home-based business owners, perhaps some of you who may be in the network marketing space. I believe that this will be a blessing to many. All right, so let me go ahead and make sure that our small description is in there and that people are able to read it. It's 3 words. This ain't school. Yeah, we're about to have a time right now. So I want to know how many of you, you come from a family where your family pretty much gave you the traditional route to take. They expected you to graduate from, of course, elementary. So you would go to elementary school, graduate from there, go to middle school, go to high school, graduate from there with your diploma. And then perhaps when you were coming up as a young adult, they said, okay, well, the next step for you to take is to go to college. How many of you were told to go that route? Or maybe you followed that route because you saw everyone else doing it. So you said, you know what, that's the traditional route. That's the route he or she is taking. You're going to take that route as well. How many of you did it? I did it. I got my hand raised. For those of you on the podcast, if you can't see I know you can't see me, but you can hear me. I got my hand raised because it was expected that after high school, after graduating from high school, the expectation was for you to go to college, university, get an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree. And for some of you, you were like, I'm gonna be a doctor or a lawyer. So you were saying, I'm going to go to medical school for at least 8 more years so that you can get a medical degree. How many of you had that desire, or maybe you were encouraging your kids to go that route, to become a doctor or become a lawyer of some sort? Now, that might be their calling. For some people, that could be their calling. I'm not knocking anybody who's going to school to be a doctor. If you feel that God has ordained for you, called you to be a doctor, a lawyer, or any of those traditional professions, listen, do what you were called to do. But for those of you who felt like you were pushed, that you were compelled, you were compulsed, really, you were just going and following what everyone else was doing. If you felt like that was a route you were expected to take, but you didn't really feel like that was your calling, this message is for you. This message is for you. Good evening, Delia. I see you, right? This message is for you. Because when I was coming up, the expectation, it wasn't like I was forced to go to college, but it was like an expectation, like after high school, you would go to college. So that's what I did. For some of you, if you don't know, I went to Penn State University, and I didn't just get just one degree. I got 2 degrees from Penn State University, if you don't know. And then after that, I said, you know what? I guess the next step is for me to get a master's degree. So that's what I did. I was like, oh, I'm going to go and get me a master's degree. Now, the blessing behind the master's degree is that I did not have to pay for it. I did not have to pay for the master's degree. So it was a blessing. It absolutely was. But for the undergraduate degrees, the 2 degrees that I received, yes, I had to pay. I had to get loans. I had to get all these things to be able to take care of living on campus and doing those things that everyone else did as you went to college. Now, the one great benefit of going to college is that I met people who lived, they were from all over the world. That was one huge benefit of going to get a degree from school. I met different people. I was exposed to different cultures. So I was exposed to people from Romania, people from Australia, people from Africa, people from Asia. I was exposed to various cultures, which really opened me up to learning about the background, the history of people all over the world. That's what it really opened me up to. And I'm extremely grateful for receiving that experience and meeting new people. That was the biggest benefit. Why do I say that? Because after graduating from school, did I really necessarily operate and use the degrees that I went to school for? No. Were those degrees really going to help me to become financially free, or better yet, financially educated? The answer is no. When I got the political science degree, when I got the psychology degree, it did not help me to become financially educated. If anything, it taught me, going to college, going to high school, I was taught how to be an employee. That's what Dr. Lakeisha McKnight was taught when she went to school, high school and college, and even the master's level taught me how to be an employee. Getting the master's degree taught me how to be a higher level employee, right? It was an upgrade. It was an employee with a cherry on top. That's what getting the master's degree helped me to accomplish. To be able to have a sweet, oh yeah, I got a master's degree. I got a paper. Maybe the paper was a different texture by getting a master's degree. Now, again, those professions, getting those degrees did not teach me how to become financially free. It did not give me a financial education. And today, one of the most important education you can get is a financial education. And so then perhaps some of you were exposed, after the pandemic, you're thinking about or looking for ways to make more money. You might have been introduced. Someone may have invited you to check out a business opportunity, a home-based business opportunity. You might have said, you know what? I want to go into business for myself. Now, you didn't go to school to learn how to get into business for yourself, but you figure, well, I got to think of another way to bring in more money. And so you get into this opportunity. Someone introduced you to a network marketing opportunity. And at this point, you're probably thinking to yourself, you get in because you had all of those years of training, all of those years of being in the educational system. When you were in school, you were taught, you know what, get your books, go study for your test. And you had to practically learn and memorize every little thing inside of those chapters so you can be prepared for the test. Am I right or am I right? Someone, do you agree, for those of you who are watching or listening in, do you agree that you were taught that you had to go memorize almost everything from the chapter or almost everything from a particular topic in order to prepare for whether it's an SAT or an ACT or ABC, right? All these tests with all these letters, right? You had to go prepare. You had to get ready. What were you supposed to study to really do well for these big old tests to teach you how to be your own boss? In other words, how to create your own job. Because that's what most of these degrees teach you how to do. These higher level degrees teach you how to create another job. That's what they teach you to do. But then when you get introduced to a business opportunity, for those of you who have, by a friend, by a Facebook connection, someone introduced you, may have introduced you to a business opportunity. And now when you get it, you in your mind, because of all of the years of training from the educational system, you're thinking, I have to learn every little thing about the opportunity. So then you start to make statements like this. Wait a minute, let me go and do my research. Wait a minute, let me go and I gotta go look this up. Let me go look up some more information on Google. Let me go look up some information on YouTube. Let me go look up information. So you go on this quest to trying to search all over the internet for information. This is what many people are doing when they get an opportunity. Someone shares with you, hey, check out this opportunity. It'll be a great way to bring in more money. So you take it, you're like, man, wait a minute, I gotta go do some research. Let me go look this up. So when you go on Google and when you go on YouTube and all these different places, you're coming across sources that are not credible. Who published the video? Who published the website? What is the background of that individual, right? Who published the site? I want you to understand something. Number one, if you're going to do your research on an opportunity, please make sure you go to a credible source. That's number one. Make sure you understand who is the source of that website. Who is the creator, the publisher of that video? Let me see. Did that person even apply or even do what they needed to do with the opportunity to even give a conclusion as to whether it makes sense to do it? Some people give it 2 days, 5 days, and they don't have a result they want, and then they say it doesn't work. That's what a lot of people do. You give the opportunity 2, 3, 5 days, and you say, it don't work. Hold on. When you went to your job, okay, listen closely. When you went to your job and you were on that job for 3 to 5 days, did you think to yourself, does this job work? Wait a minute. I just want you to understand something. Do what you do for the jobs. The same thing, I want you to apply it to when you get an opportunity for business, an opportunity to make more money. If you had to go to trainings for the job, go to the trainings for the business opportunity so you can learn what you need to learn. Understand at the same time, when you get an opportunity, it is not expected of you. When someone introduces you, it's not expected of you to know everything about the opportunity. When someone says to you, the next time you go and introduce someone to an opportunity and they say, wait, I got to go and do my research. You know what I want you to tell them? This ain't school. When they say, hold on, wait a minute. When they say, you know what? I need to go and check out the websites. I need to go read the websites and make sure the websites are cool. Make sure I know everything. Wait a minute, pause and tell them, this ain't school. If they say, you know what, I need to give myself a little bit more time because I need to check out more presentations and more videos and content. Again, I want you to go and tell them, this ain't school. If someone wants to learn about this new digital era that we are a part of, They figure, I got to go learn about the blockchain. I got to go learn about cryptocurrency. I got to go learn this, that, all this and that. You don't have to be an expert. All you need to tell them is, this ain't school. You know why? Because this is not school. You are not expected when you get into an opportunity, someone introduces you to an opportunity, it's not expected of you to learn everything. Because when you get involved with network marketing, when you get involved with building wealth, do what the wealthy do. Do what your mentors do. It is not expected of you to learn everything. Learn and implement at the same time. You do not have to learn everything first. Learn and implement. Why? This ain't school. Learn and implement along the way so you can start to see results. And I know that's not the technical way of saying what I just said. I know you're like, Dr. Lakeisha, you got a doctor's degree. Yes, it's an honorary doctor's degree in ministry. And remember, this ain't school. This is not school. So when you're thinking about getting involved with network marketing, you don't need to know everything. You need to plug in. You need to understand the basics of how something works and get started. The most important thing you need to understand is that if it's working for people already, it can work for you. Like the words of my mentor, the late, great Dr. Ty Best, give yourself, he would say this, give yourself, give your business, give your company that you are trying, give it time to succeed. Why? This ain't school. This is not school. You are not expected to know everything. So with that being said, if you're someone who maybe somebody else introduced you to an opportunity, get started, learn along the way and implement. If I share with you an opportunity to build a business or build wealth, learn how to compound your money, and you're sitting here thinking, I need to learn everything, honey, this ain't school. Implement as you move along. Take action. Because if next year comes, and it will, and you're in the same situation that you're in today, that's your fault. That's not the fault of the person who introduced the opportunity to you. It's not their fault. It's your fault because you wanted to be Inspector Gadget and Expector Gadgets. That is not your calling. It is not your calling to be an investigator, nor investigate gadget. That's not your calling, right? Let it be. Learn and implement. Get results. It's just that simple. So with that in mind, I thank you so very much for tuning in to the Leadership TKO show. Dr. Lakeisha is tuning out. This show, the purpose of Leadership TKO is to empower men and women like yourself to be able to what? To win from the inside out, growing your influence, your impact, and your income at the same time. So if you've enjoyed what you've heard today, don't forget to like the video. For those of you on YouTube, hit the subscribe button because more of this is to come. Thank you so very much. Let's get out here. Let's build this wealth. Let's secure the bag and let's raise the lid on our leadership. Take care, everyone.